In the late winter months of 1901, a man named Lockwood rents a manor house called Thrushcross Grant in the Islay Moor country of England. Here he meets his store landlord, Heathcliff, a wealthy man who lives in the ancient manors of Wuthering Heights, 4 miles away from the Grants, in the wild, stormy countryside. Lockwood asks his housekeeper, Nellie Dean, to tell him the story of Heathcliff and the strange denizens of Wuthering Heights. Nellie consents, and Lockwood writes down his recollections of her tale in his diary. These written recollections form the main paths of Wuthering Heights.
Nellie remembers her childhood as a young girl. She works as a servant at Wuthering Heights for the owner of the manor, Mr. Earnshaw, and his family. One day, Mr. Earnshaw goes to Liverpool and returns home with an orphan boy, whom he will raise. At first, the Earnshaw children, a boy named Hilly and his younger sister, Catherine, detest the dark-skinned Heathcliff. But Catherine quickly comes to love him, and the two soon grow inseparable, spending their days playing on the moors. After his wife's death, Mr. Earnshaw grows to prefer Heathcliff to his own son, and when Hilly continues his cruelty to Heathcliff, Mr. Earnshaw sends Hilly away to college, keeping Heathcliff nearby.
3 years later, Mr. Earnshaw dies, and Hilly inherits Wuthering Heights. He returns with a wife, friends, and immediately seeks revenge on Heathcliff. Heathcliff now finds himself treated as a common laborer, forced to work in the fields. Heathcliff continues his close relationship with Catherine. However, one night they wander to Thrushcross Grant, hoping to tease Edgar and Isabella Linton, the cowardly, snobbish children who lives there. Catherine is bitten by a dog and is forced to stay at the Grant to recuperate for 5 weeks, during which time Mrs. Linton works to make her a proper young lady. By the time Catherine returns, she has become infatuated with Edgar, and her relationship with Heathcliff grows more complicated.
When Frances dies after giving birth to a baby boy named Hatton, Hilly descends into the depths of alcoholism and behaves even more cruelly and abusively toward Heathcliff. Eventually, Catherine decides for social advancement prompts her to become engaged to Edgar Linton. Despite her overpowering love for Heathcliff, Heathcliff runs away from Wuthering Heights, staying away for 3 years, and returning shortly after Catherine and Edgar marriage.
When Heathcliff returns, he immediately sets about seeking revenge on all who have wronged him. Having come into a mysterious wealth, he deviously lends money to the drunken Hilly, knowing that Hilly will increase his debt and fall into deeper despondency. When Hilly dies, Heathcliff inherits the manor. He has also placed himself in line to inherit Thrushcross Grant by marrying Isabella Linton, whom he treats very cruelly. Catherine becomes ill, gives birth to a daughter, and dies. Heathcliff begs her spirit to remain on earth. She may take whatever form she will. She may haunt him, drive him mad, just as long as she does not leave him alone. Shortly thereafter, Isabella flees to London and gives birth to Heathcliff's son, named Linton after her family. She keeps the boy with her there.
13 years pass, during which Nellie Dean served as Catherine's daughter nursemaid at Thrushcross Grant. Young Catherine is beautiful and headstrong like her mother, but her temperament is modified by her father's influence. and Lyndon come to live with Heathcliff. Heathcliff treats him sickly.
3 years later, Catherine meets Heathcliff on the moors and makes a visit to Wuthering Heights to meet Linton. She and Linton begin a secret romance conducted entirely through letters. When Nellie destroys Catherine's collection of letters, the girl begins sneaking out at night to spend time with her frail young lover, who asks her to come back and nurse him back to health. However, it quickly becomes apparent that Linton is pursuing Catherine only because Heathcliff is forcing him to. Heathcliff hopes that if Catherine marries Linton, his legal claim upon Thrushcross Grant and his revenge upon Edgar Linton will be complete. One day, as Edgar Linton grows ill and nears dying, Heathcliff lures Nellie and Catherine back to Wuthering Heights and holds them prisoner until Catherine marries Linton. Soon after the marriage, Edgar dies, and his death is quickly followed by the death of the sickly Linton. Heathcliff now controls both Wuthering Heights and Thrushcross Grant. He forced Catherine to live at Wuthering Heights and act as a common servant, while he raised Thrushcross Grant to Lockwood. Nellie's story ends as she reaches the prison. Lockwood, April, ends his tendency at Thrushcross Grant and returns to London. However, 6 months later, he pays a visit to Nellie and learns of further developments in the story. Catherine grows to love Hayden as they live together at Wuthering Heights. Heathcliff becomes more and more obsessed with the memory of the elder Catherine, to the extent that he begins speaking to her ghost. Everything he sees reminds him of her. Shortly after a night spent walking on the moors, Heathcliff dies. Hayden and young Catherine inherit Wuthering Heights and Thrushcross Grant, and they plan to be married on the next New Year's Day. After hearing the end of the story, Lockwood goes to visit the graves of Catherine and Heathcliff.